Hello, my name is Darlene, and I'm here to introduce Group 1. My colleagues presenting this case study are Tsering, Holly, Harpreet, Mary Rose, and Jamuna. So we are a group of one. We are Group 1, and today we'll be presenting the case of Amma, a young adolescent and a new immigrant attending a local high school in Downsview neighborhood. We will be discussing how detriments of health will affect the mental health and well-being of an individual. We will also be discussing the roles and functions of a community health nurse to improve Amma's mental health. In addition, our group will also be talking about the resources available in the community to overcome the negative impacts on social detriments of health. Our scenario is Amma is a 15-year-old girl who has lived in the neighborhood for a year since she immigrated to Canada. She attends a local high school where she is having trouble fitting in. Other teens are making fun of her clothing. Her English is poor, and her parents can't understand why she doesn't appreciate the opportunities she has. She has come to the community health center seeking help. So an immigrant is an individual who has been granted by immigration authorities to live permanently in the country of their choice. Next, we have Holly to speak about mental health.
Mental health, according to World Health Organization 2022, mental health is a state of balance within oneself and with the environment. Facts about mental health. Various factors such as physical, psychological, social, cultural, spiritual, and other interrelated factors play an important role in producing this balance. When the balance is not maintained, mental illness or mental health disorders arise. Mental health disorders refer to a wide range of mental health disorders that affect one's mood, thinking, and behavior. Examples: anxiety disorders, bipolar disorders, depression, eating disorders, and addictive behavior. Mental illness can cause difficulties in an individual's daily life, such as at school, work, or in relationships. However, most mental health disorders can be managed with medications and psychotherapy. October 10 is considered as World Health Day. According to Stanhope et al., Stanhope and colleagues 2017, social support is associated with better health outcomes, addressing concerns in developmental years and reduce mental health concerns in adulthood. Social determinants of health refer to the factors such as personal, social, economic, and environmental factors that play an important role in an individual's and population health. The determinants of health are income, employment, education, childhood experiences, physical environment, social supports and coping skills, healthy behaviors, access to health services, culture, gender, and race. The social determinants of health at risk are the following: education and literacy. Amma is not fluent in English. Next is social status. Because of her being an immigrant and she lacks social support. Another one is childhood experiences, such as bullying, emotional, physical, sexual abuse, and neglect that may cause the high risk to develop mental health problems like depression, anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and suicide for Amma later on in her life. Next is social supports and coping skills. These are related to social status, having no friends or relatives whom Amma can count on. Next is healthy behaviors. Good sleeping pattern, healthy diets, and engage in physical activities directly affect in the mental health and well-being of Amma. Next is physical environments. These influence mental health of a person because it helps It helps to stimulate the production of stress hormones and cortisol. Next is access to health services. Unfamiliarity to Canadian healthcare and negative attitude towards healthcare providers. Culture and race or racism. Ama or her classmates cannot relate to each other's culture and race.
Hello everyone, I'm Mary and I'll be presenting the barriers to health services and challenges can be seen in Emma's case. These are the following. Language barrier. Language literacy is a barrier and it is a challenge for the healthcare provider to decipher what AMA means to say. Lack of social support. Being new to Canada is like starting all over again with no friends or even relatives. The environment in the community is different from where AMA had used to. Cultural differences. Cultural differences, beliefs, costumes, perceptions are diverse. Treatment preferences. Unfamiliarity about Canadian healthcare system, limited health insurance, and access to physician. Cost of service. Some healthcare services are not covered by the government-funded health insurance. And the following are the strategies that we could use as a nurse to our client AMA. Therapeutic nurse-patient relationship. Good therapeutic nurse-patient relationship help to develop trust and find out the actual need, concerns, and issues of the client. Therapeutic communication. Effective communication help to solve the problem and minimize miscommunication between us, the nurses, and AMA. Perform a thorough assessment to AMA. Assessment to AMA help to find out what she needs and issues of the patient. Furthermore, assessment will also identify any signs of symptoms of depression and AMA that she might be experiencing. Be AMA's advocate. For the patient-centered care advocacy of AMA needs to be higher level to provide quality care for AMA. The following are also the resources or external partners that might be helpful to our client AMA. Downsview Youth Covenant. The DYC 2022 mission is to meet youth's affirmation needs by providing them with guidance, positive role models, and activities which will enhance their lives. They support youths by addressing the issues of concerns in the lives of the youth in the community between the ages 5 to 12, meet the importance need for affirmation of our young people who seek guidance, positive role models are and activities which will enhance their lives. Promote sounds and healthy relationship between young peoples and adults and among young people themselves, enabling them to learn from and support one another. Support, educate, and inform youth on issues of justice, peace, service, and community. Provide leaders in training through their programs and youth empowerment. Luminous Community Services. This one offers a broad range of high-quality mental health, developmental, and community services for infants, children, young youth, individuals, and families across Toronto. English as a Second Language, or ESL, to for AMA to be a proficient in English language. Newyouth.ca. It provides links to services and programs and list of events for a newcomer youth in the country. It is also provides articles and videos aims for newcomer youth. Settlement.org can also help Ama and her family with information about language programs, housing, health, education, recreation, and more. Another resources would be the community resources for immigrant and refugee youth, such as Ontario Council of Agencies Serving Immigrants, or the OCASI, and Skills for Change. This one develops skills such as speech, writing, speaking, photography, storytelling, leadership, and entrepreneurship. In mylanguage.org, this one provides Ontario residents with information in 11 languages. Resources covers a wide range of topics including health, education, legal matters, and daily life. Welcome, Ontario. This could be accessed by the website http welcomeontario.ca, which provides a basic information and settlement services, including employment, education, and other resources available to support newcomers, including Syrian refugees. The other slide will be presenting by Darlene.
Hi, thank you, Mary. So our next would be, how would you build a trusting relationship with your client? So we would build a trusting relationship with Alma by assuring her that we are there to help. We explain what confidentiality is and the limits of confidentiality. Providing a welcoming environment, culturally sensitive care, building a trusting relationship with compassion, honesty, and transparency. We would acknowledge her feelings with sincerity, understanding that trust should be maintained. Addressing physical and social needs, ask Alma to describe her feelings, what is happening, how it makes her feel, what she thinks may help or change the situation, understanding the impact of stressors and community responses. Building bridges. The community health nurse will function as a referral agent to other community services that can further help Alma discuss with her and her family, and maybe a referral to the Downsview Youth Covenant. Understanding their migration history, respecting where she came from, clothing, style, and language difference. Searching for resources to self-educate, help Alma to look for resources where she can learn. And then managing trust and mistrust issues. Help Alma have a conversation with her parents to explain and discuss how she is feeling and effects in a safe and supported, mediated environment. Now we have Tsering to speak with you regarding local statistics.
Hello. So local statistic based on reports from UNICEF Canada 2018 and Canadian Institute of Health Information 2022. So according to Mental Health Commission of Canada, like nearly 1 in 5 population of Canada or 1.5 million children and youth in Canada are affected by mental illness. In 2020, there was like almost 20% decline in youth reporting good mental health. And also like mental health services such as Kids Help phone line reported that they doubled the number of interactions as compared to like earlier years, like 2019. Among death of Canadian aged 15 to 24 years old, 20% of them are caused by suicide, and there were like higher rate of emergency department visit and hospitalization related to mental health issues, especially in female age 15 to 17 and 18 to 24. And like almost 1 in 5 Canadians will experience mental illness in their lifetime. And youth is a critical period. In 2011, like 11% of 15 to 24 years old reported experiencing depression. Next slide, please. So here we can see like the legislation available for people with mental illness. So there are like various legislation available for like clients. As you can see, this data is based on Canadian Mental Health Association 2022 and Mental Health Service Oversight and Accountability Commission 2022. So the first one is the Ontario Mental Health Act. This act sets out the rules and obligation of psychiatric facilities in Ontario. And the second one is Criminal Code of Canada. So this is mental disorder section, which addresses the criminal liability of the accused person who has a mental disorder. And the third one is Senate Bill 11 for Youth Mental Health Services. And this services is established local centers, and it provides integrated mental health programs for youth. And the fourth one is the Healthcare Consent Act. So this act governs the consent of individuals lacking mental health capacity when admission is required in care facilities, and also it sets the role and responsibilities of substitute decision makers. And the fifth one is the Regulated Health Profession Act. And this acts regulate the health professionals such as nurses, physicians, physiologists, psychotherapists, occupational therapists, and so forth. And the next one is the Healthcare Consent Act. This act governs the consent of the individuals lacking mental health capacity when admission is required in the care facilities. And also it sets the role and responsibility of substitute decision makers. And the next one is the Regulated Health Profession Act. This act regulates health professions such as nurses, physicians, psychologists, psychotherapists, occupational therapists, and so forth. And the last one is Bill 119. This act sets the obligation for the protection of personal health information and mandatory reporting of a privacy breach. With this, I have completed the presentation on the legislation. Now next, Jamuna is going to present on subsidies and the nursing consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to present on subsidies and service that Emma can reach out. Kids Health Phone. This is the youth and mental health. These can support on youth and mental health, provide counseling and information and text on basis of English and French. And next is Children Mental Health Ontario Center. This is an organization of 100 member operating in every region of Ontario and provide treatment support for children, youth, and families. And we don't need to refer for this, and it's free of cost. Next is Stress and Crisis Ontario. Provide counseling for loneliness, suicide, and suicidal people. Available and have a chatting function. Bounce Back. This is help for a free under the people of age 15 and older. Provide counseling guidance to the people expressing mild to moderate anxiety, depression, feeling slow, stressed, worried, and irritated, angry. Stop bullying. This is another one. Any student of Canada can go and report about the bullying. And Bullying Canada is another one. This is the national organization that resolve the bullying situation by directly initiating communicating between the bullied kids, their parents, teacher, school boards, social service, and police. And I'm going to present the nursing consideration as well. Signing up for a ESL for Emma. As a nurse, I would like to recommend to the Emma to join a French and English classes that help her in communicating and social networking. Next is social networking. Social networking help her to build a new life in Canada, and this is an integral part of adapting to the Canadian life is being operating to learn about other culture and making conscious effort to live in harmony while acknowledging the different that exist. The nurse should influence her to take part in a community organization, join classes, or other events in the community so she can make a Canadian friend. If she is going to school, joining organization group around the campus to meet other and celebrate the Canadian holidays will make her feel comfort and encourage her to enhance the cultural competency to increase self-awareness, develop social skill and behavior around the diversity and gain the ability to adapt with other people. And other is psychological counseling. I would like to guide Emma to go to the psychological counseling, and it says talk therapy or psychotherapy to reduce fear, anxiety, and several types of therapy are safe and effective for the treatment of depression and about her concern and issues. And other is cognitive behavior therapy. It can help Emma how how thought, action are connected with our feelings, and teaches us how to replace negative, depressive thought and behavior with a more positive and constructive thought and action. And other is interprofessional psychotherapy, focus on improving the relationship by helping us to resolve conflict that contributing to the depression, anxiety, and stress. And last one is solution focused therapy, focus on a personal strength, help us to create a positive future for ourselves by providing the solution to our stress and problem. Thank you. Next, my friend gonna present about the assignment tool.
Hello, my name is Harpreet. I'm going to talk about some assessment tools such as complete history taking, and using heads or shares interview. We can assess strength, school, home, education, employment, activities, drugs or alcohol, emotions, eating, or sex, smoking, and suicide or depression. So in this we can discuss like doing a complete history taking, physical exam, and thorough investigations of Emma in a sensitive, caring, and compassionate way. Approach with a warm smile and calm or gentle manner. Using heads or shares interview, we can assess strength, school, home, education or employment, activities, drugs or alcohol, emotions, eating, sex, smoking, suicide, or depression. And being sensitive and aware of Emma's culture, racial and cultural background, including her language differences, determine if a translator is needed. Moreover, assessing risk factors and protective factors characterized by Emma's self, her family, and her environment. Now I'm going to discuss about some local resources for clients that suffer from the illness, such as CMHA Toronto, Self-Help Mutual Aid and Sports Groups in Toronto, and Distress and Crisis Ontario. First of all, we can discuss CMHA Toronto that supports the resilience and recovery of people experiencing mental illness by helping them to live, work, and belong in our community. Because we know that a place to live and meaningful work and a caring community are integral to recovery, and promotes the mental health of all, because we believe that there is no health without mental health. And we advocate for public policies that leads to good that leads to the good health and quality of life for all. They help clients find and maintain safe and affordable housing where they have a home. They can call their own and dignity to open their door to their friends and neighbors. They help clients find meaningful work where they know their efforts are valued, whether it be volunteer work or paid employment, providing them with the training and support they need to succeed. And moreover, they help engage clients in their community and active participants in social and recreational activities where they can both contribute and receive back from their community. Self-help mutual aid and support groups in Toronto are non-profit voluntary organizations which provide support to individuals who share a common experience. As defined by the International Network of Mutual Help Centers, self-help groups are non-profit, open to members of the general public who share a common experience, meet face-to-face on a regular, ongoing information and a basis, and are open to new members, provide mutual support through discussion and sharing of information and experiences. Members use their individual strengths to support each other and can use their collective strengths to promote social change. Run by and for group members, also professional healthcare providers may participate at the request of the group. Their role stays that of a consultant. Health and Distress and Crisis Ontario is an administrative membership association that supports advocacy, networking, and training for distress centers across Ontario. DCs offer instant support and a variety of services to their communities and are a place where you can find a listening ear for anyone who is feeling lonely, depressed, is struggling with suicidal ideation, or who is otherwise in need of support. Most centers operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and may include suicide survivor programs, LGBTQ plus friendly services, sports services for youth, telephone call out programs for seniors, and other vulnerable populations and mental health crisis lines. And here we have some references for our presentation. Okay, thanks for your listening and watching our presentation. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.